there guys, my name is Haley-Louise and welcome to my channel. We are back with another paranormal story today for you, and today I'm going to be telling you about the time when there is a very large possibility that I had a full-blown interactive conversation with a dead person. Yes. Let us begin, shall we? First off, I think the easiest way to do this is to literally tell you the layout of my workplace. So we have a counter in which we serve people, which has a little foyer area. It's quite large, it's quite empty, and we have two sets of doors. So one set of double doors, a little porch, and another set of double doors. Outside of the building is a car park that runs the full length of it, and one straight road in front. There are no lanes, there are no alleys, there are no little paths, there's nothing like that. It's just literally one road in front of a restaurant, and we're surrounded by trees and very big rocks. That will come in important very shortly. Our kitchen time usually closes about 9 o'clock. I was there working with the chef in the kitchen. I was front of house, as well as another lady that I work with. She had gone into the wash-up room, which is like a little separate room off to the side, and the chef was obviously in the kitchen. I was just packing something away and I felt like someone was looking at me, so I turned to see this guy stood just inside of the two sets of doors, so in the little front foyer bit. He was quite tall, I would say he was over 6 feet. He kind of had a receding hairline, but like a little bit like Albert Einstein kind of hair. 50 to 60. Pretty average. I think he had like a jumper on. I think it was either a red or a dark brown jumper and just trousers, and he was kind of looking around the place. Bearing in mind this is about 9 PM at night. I think it was like 5 to 9 or something like that, and we shut at 9 o'clock, or at least food finished at 9 o'clock. I turned around and I said, you know, oh hi there, and he sort of stared at me really weirdly for a minute, and then kind of looked around, and he turned back and he said, are you alone here? And you know when you get kind of a weird feeling in the pit of your stomach and you're like, something's not right? And I instantly said, I was like, no, there's a few more people here, the chef's still here in the kitchen, like, no, I'm not on my own, there's a load of us here, I'm just the only one out front at this moment. You know, I didn't want to make it seem like I was alone in any way with this guy. Didn't seem very interested in what I had to say. He was all of the time looking around. Obviously we were empty. Half of the chairs had been put up onto the tables for cleaning, and he turned to me and he said, I was supposed to meet my friends here, but I guess it's too late now. And I said like, oh well, have you arranged to meet here, because we are closing in a little bit. Then I heard the chef from the kitchen shout and say, if they want a meal then they need to order now. I obviously turned to the guy and I said, will you be eating this evening? And he said, no thank you, it doesn't matter now. And I thought, like, that's a bit of a strange thing to say. It was like, oh, I'm supposed to meet my friends, but it doesn't matter now, and no, it doesn't matter now. It's just a weird expression to use. You know what I mean? In that kind of situation. Anyway, so I'm kind of like awkwardly looking around myself. This guy has then like turned and he said like, and he was like, I'm going to be going now. And I was like, okay, good night. And I remember him turning like towards the door, and then with that the chef came out to me out front and said, is there someone in here or not? And I went to look to say like, this guy's just leaving, and he was already gone. But we have swing doors, like slow shutting doors, so I don't know, there was no way he could have gotten out of two sets of doors without me seeing him. In like that, he was gone. So I obviously walked straight out to the front door, walked out, opened the door, and it was pitch black. This was 9 o'clock at night. I saw no car in the car park. There was no noise of any sort. The guy himself, when he came in, he was literally just had his clothes on. He didn't have a torch in his hand or anything. I couldn't see anyone out there with anything lit up at all. It was pitch black. So then I came back inside and the chef is like looking down one end of the restaurant all the way through the window. I was looking the other end. There was literally nothing. As soon as he had turned and walked out of the door, that was it. And then the chef came like back up and then we met up and I was like, I don't understand. I was just talking to him. It's got to be dark. He can't be walking in the dark. Like he's gonna fall over. There's nowhere to go apart from onto the road or walk through the car park. But either way, I'm gonna see someone walking with a torch or a light or something at 9 o'clock at night when it is pitch black. And the chef came up to me again and he said, yeah, but right, okay, what am I looking for? And I was like, the guy, the really tall man, the man I was talking to. And he was like, I didn't see anyone. And I even said to him like, well, you must have heard me talking to him because you shouted from the kitchen about the kitchen being closed. And he said, well, yeah, I heard you talking, but I didn't hear anyone else speak. I was like, no, don't be silly. Thinking he was messing around. I then went into the other lady I was working with who was in the wash-up, who had come out during all of this commotion. And then she said to me, are you having a conversation with yourself? And I said, well, I was literally talking to this guy who was going to go and meet his friends here, and he didn't want anything to eat because he said it didn't matter now, and he walked out the door and he's gone. And she said, you just looked like you were talking to the door. And I was like, what? What? I don't usually have conversations with doors, but she said pretty clearly that there was no one standing there. He was literally right in front of the counter. He had like walked towards me. We'd had this conversation. I was looking at him. I was staring at me in the face. It was pretty obvious that something was there. But it's just one of those things, you know, like when you feel off. I felt off. I'm spitting everywhere. I felt off from the minute that guy walked in. Didn't know why. Didn't immediately go, oh, it's paranormal. But it's just like little things that you forget. Like, I never saw him come in through either of the doors. I never saw the doors move. I didn't see any lights outside when he arrived. He just appeared in the foyer and we had this conversation. He didn't touch anything. He was looking around. He was saying about his friends and that they were meeting here and now it doesn't matter anymore. It's just so eerie. And yeah, like neither of the other two people that I was working with saw the guy or heard him at all. And yet the other lady I was working with came out and saw me talking to myself. The chef came out and heard me talking to myself, but never heard the other half of the conversation. I just find that really, really strange. Just to clarify, I am not on any medication and hadn't been drinking at all. Obviously I was at work. But yeah, that was just a really, really strange moment in my life that I sat and had a conversation with a guy that wasn't there. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what kind of interaction I would call that either. I don't really know how many people talk to ghosts, like face to face. I've seen them, but I've not ever really like had a full-blown conversation like I had there. So that was absolutely crazy. So yeah, that was the end of the video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you're as creeped out as I am, because now I am so paranoid. My curtain keeps on moving a little bit like that and it's just like, oh, so glad it's finished. So glad I've just finished this video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have made it this far to the end, subscribe, hit the subscribe button down below and subscribe for more videos like this. Give us an old like if you enjoyed the video, that would be absolutely fabulous. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye. That curtain is most definitely moving. Ooh.